We all know how beautiful Canada is. From coast to coast to coast. It is a land of plenty. Yet the water in at least 30 Indigenous communities in Canada is still undrinkable. Over the decades, solutions imposed on these communities by non-Indigenous society have, to put it charitably, not worked, and intergenerational trauma continues to be passed down. As society as a whole finally works to recognize and rectify the errors of the past, many non-Indigenous caregivers are starting to become aware of the value held in the practices of Indigenous elders. One of the epicenters of this new caregiving trend is Michael Garron Hospital in Toronto, where Métis elder Little Brown Bear leads the Aboriginal Healing Program.
So we visited the program,
which is located in the city's College Park neighborhood, to see what the excitement is about and to talk about caregiving for those who have experienced trauma. I'm presenting you some tobacco so you can offer me some teachings and I can learn from you today.
Yeah, I'll go. People don't care how much you know, but they want to know how much you care. And if you can show that you care, that's when you can start to build that healing relationship. Blending Aboriginal teachings with mainstream information and practices, I believe it opens up a path. And it's not just about medical healing. It's about spiritual healing, physical healing, psychological and emotional healing.
Little Brown Bear was asked by the hospital to modernize their facilities with traditional offerings. The hospital has also embraced Indigenous culture through murals, ceremonies, and cafeteria menu items, although COVID protocol prevented us from seeing them in person. Wanting to ensure a balanced perspective, I also spoke to Tracey Robbins, a veteran nurse who had seemingly seen it all until her best friend, an Ojibwe woman, was diagnosed with terminal cancer.
I wanted to help, but I didn't know how to go about it, and nobody seemed to know. And it was at that time that I met Elder Little Brown Bear with her consent, and I would ask him stuff, and he did so much teaching. He taught me how to make prayer ties, and then he taught me how to make the tea for her. And I would bring all this to her, and I would talk to her, and like her smile would come back, and then she's like, okay, I'm good. I've never seen anything like it. We couldn't save her medically, but they were very mindful of her spirituality. And they emptied a room for her. She had family come from her reservation. Her sisters were there. People came from up north. There was 50 people in that room, and there was a chant. She passed so peacefully with the biggest smile on her face. I've never seen it. It was just beautiful.
Tracey taught me that caregiving for a loved one, especially one that has experienced trauma, often means simply listening without judgment. Through listening and sharing, Little Brown Bear and I learned that we unfortunately share another commonality from our past: sexual abuse stemming from intergenerational trauma. We both share these dark chapters in our past. For me, my healing journey is taking me a lifetime, and caring for others is part of that path. How do you balance caregiving for others when you may still be trying to heal yourself?
My traumas that I've had growing up, they sit here. I don't drag them with me anymore, but I use them as a tool now. As caregivers, it's about providing that support. And I don't use the word unconditional, because when you say unconditional, then there's a condition. You do things because you want to do them, not because there's an ulterior motive. You do them because it's from the heart. And we often say, think through the heart to help people.
We've learned a lot today about the heart and different traditional practices. What would you think is the biggest takeaway from it all? The one thing that caregivers need to understand?
I think what caregivers need to understand is that these practices that we do, other cultures do them as well. In the Hindu culture, saji is used, which is sage. The Mayans have sweats, When I was out in Mexico, one of the elders there introduced me to sweetgrass tea. I've never had sweetgrass tea, I've always had cedar tea. Everybody needs to heal from something. Take the person and then you help to heal that person, and then the person takes that and helps to heal their families, and then helps to heal the community and eventually, hopefully, heal the nation.
Meeting Little Brown Bear, I was floored by his seemingly endless capacity to care. The practices he uses were once denounced by Western medicine as primitive and unscientific. But now, in Canada and around the world, people are rediscovering these traditional practices. Today, I learned from Little Brown Bear that the world is far more interconnected than we think, and that caregivers everywhere are helping to strengthen these bonds. So, to all the caregivers out there, thank you for helping us heal together. I'm Ashley Callingbull, reporting for the Caregiving Times.